out of guitar lessons, do your thing. Cool. All right, sweet. All right. So today's session, I wanted I'm excited to talk about how allowing your child to thrive. So when we started this off, we spoke about how you are your child and how to be your inner child, and that everything is already here for you because you've known and seen that everything is supporting you, and that you get to actually be a child now again, and that life is supporting you in every single way. And then how to take that and transition that. Perhaps you've come from a religious upbringing, perhaps you come from all these other angles of life that depict how you parent. So when we do this, then it brings me to the next point where I'm just like, well, kids are so wanting to thrive. Kids want to thrive in this world. They really want to thrive. And when they're allowed to thrive, they self-express, they trust, they do all the fun things that is inherently their gift of their birthright of being them, which is what we all do. We all want. We all have this desire for us to be accepted, to be loved and cared for no matter what. And so in order to do this, I believe it's about creating a thriving environment for a child, and not an environment of surviving, sorry. So when the child is thriving, then the child is more likely to and will express themselves fully and with permission to do so. And so when we do this through unconditionally loving our child and unconditionally loving ourselves first, then we don't judge and we don't compare and we don't criticize what our kids do. And this allows them to breathe deeply, where they slow down, they're not heightened, they don't have this heightened nervous system state where they're like worried about what my caregivers think so I can be safe. And so we're really moving away from how to survive, and now we're starting to thrive, and how to create that within your own home. And what wants to come through is that this unconditional love and this condition that we put on our love that has been taught through generations of, when you do this, you're good. If you do this, you're good, and following rules and consequences and all these things that we've put in place for us to basically see that for a child to see that there's this deeper meaning, or like this, there's a guide, because they trust us. And then when they trust us, they realize that there's everything is sorted out for them. And when they do what we expect of them, then they will meet our needs in that sense. So what we're moving away from is the whole rule thing, and you have to do this because of this, and you need to follow this, and it actually stunts the child's expression and self-expression and his growth and their growth. And so when a child is able to be in a home environment of breathing deeply, being calm, being surrounded by calm parents, thoughtful, listening parents that give them space to think and space to express themselves, then they're not threatened. Their survival isn't threatened. And so then they feel like their guard is, when they're in survival mode, they feel like their guard's up, and they're kind of constantly anxious about what's going on around them. And when you allow your child to create space and to breathe and to slow down and go, you can say whatever's on your heart, and I'm here for you. You can't hurt me. What you have to say is safe. You can't hurt me. And so when we teach our kids and display to them that what they do doesn't impact us, and that our love isn't conditional, that we love them no matter what, and we use positive words to encourage them to express what's on their heart, then we allow them to see themselves as not a problem, as not a burden, as not as this annoyance that a lot of people see children as. Children should be seen, not heard, and these hurtful things that we do to our kids, which actually we do to ourselves because we've been shut down for so long. We've allowed ourselves to be shut down in order to experience what we've experienced. And now that we want to be heard, we find it difficult. You may find it difficult to express yourself or to speak your truth or to be vulnerable, because that means that you're not accepted by those around you. And the path that's calling you forward is a path that is different to those around you. It's not the 9 to 5 grind at work. It's not the career path. The path before you is one of deep and meaningfulness of your soul. And there may be an aspect of you that does this 9 to 5 or does the work thing, and there's always beauty in that. And when you connect with what it is your soul is here for, then you don't let go of that, because that's your guiding compass. Your trust and knowing in yourself is your guiding compass. And when you continue this path, then you realize that there is nothing else actually to do here, and that you are holding space for yourself. You're holding space for your kids to express themselves. You're holding space for those around you, and you get to observe the life that you're in, rather than feeling like you're this complete part of it that's drowning with everything around you. So if you are in a work, and that's another choice, is, does that excite you? Is that what you get excited to get out of bed? Do you get excited to get out of bed, to go to that job, to hang out with those people? Is that an excitement? And yes, then great. If no, then what does excite you? And connecting to that excitement. And we do this where we compare to each other, and we find out what it is that we both what makes us accepted in the community, what doesn't make us feel ostracized, and that we're loved and welcomed anyway, because there's a lot of things going on within the community and within perhaps friends groups that is like perhaps jealousy that you're doing this path that is not like the others, whereas everyone has to work, or they choose to believe that they do have to work all the time and not be present with their family. And then here you might be taking a different route, one of maybe a part-time job, or where you are creating more space and time for your family, because then you know there's something more important that wants to come out. And so when you do this, you realize that this is a path that I'm choosing for myself. What am I passionate about? When last did I feel this excitement that's coming out of me right now, that's making my hairs raise, that's making the veins pop and do all the funny things that they do, and the hair and the head feeling all tingly? Where's this passion in life that I'm seeking? Where's this joy and fulfillment within my heart that I've come here for? When last have I felt alive? When last have I actually felt the sand on my feet, where I've actually seen the beauty that's around me? When last time did I pause and look? When is the last time that you did this? When is the last time that you appreciated what is around you? Because when you don't appreciate what's around you, then you automatically start looking at what's missing. But when you appreciate what's around you and what you're grateful for, you see so much more. You see so many more frame rates of reality. You see so much vibrational information, and you're open to so much more. And that's why you can be mesmerized by a sunset. And you show a sunset to the person next to you, and they're like, what are you talking about? It's just a sunset. But you're mesmerized by it because you understand what the beauty is around you. And you can be intrigued by your sun showing you an ant and the journey of an ant. And you can follow this ant for an hour, or you can go to the beach and follow crabs and see how they behave, and perhaps take them home and do an experiment, which is in our now at the moment. And so this is what we've come here for, is like this passion for life, and this disconnection from what it is we should be doing and what we are allowing for ourselves, and what choices do we want to make. Are we empowering ourselves to make the choices that help us and support us in life, standing up for ourselves and walking our own path and walking in our own freedom? Is this the choice that we're making? And so when we follow that choice and we follow that line, and we bring to us these opportunities that come through our action of following our excitement, following this unknown, It's an unknown, but it's a trust, and it's an excitement, and it's a surprise, and it's all the good things that you could ever imagine. And when you follow this, then you realize that there is more to life. There is more to life than just the usual going on around you that's feeding through your social media, that's feeding through your news, that's all around you, the noise around you. And sometimes it takes a bit of selfishness in order to pull yourself back from that and realize that what are you here to create? What is this deep desire? Is the deep desire of you to have community? Isn't the deep desire to be accepted and loved by those around you? Isn't the deep desire for you to not be judged by those around you and to not be criticized and compared? Isn't that a deep desire for you to live in a thriving community where you give each other freely from your heart? Isn't this a deep desire that you have? Because when you connect to this deep desire, then you realize that in order to create this for myself, I need to do it for me first. I need to show up for myself in this deep way where I appreciate everything that I do, even when I do things that are unpreferred, even when I might be upsetting someone. I appreciate everything that I do, and my life is meaningful, and I'm showing up for myself, and I'm breathing deeply, and I'm looking myself in the mirror, and I'm smiling more, and I'm vibrating around those, and I'm contagious. I'm contagious. Be contagious around the people around you. And if it's just your family, be contagious for them. Let them be excited to wake up and jump into your arms because you've worked hard. You've worked hard to find you. You've worked hard to see that there is more to you than just a conditioned human that's running a job or being part of society. There's more to you. There's something that wants to emerge. There's something powerful. There's something passionate. Where's passion gone in your life? So when you connect with this passion and you give this freely to your child and you say, what is it that you want to express? What is it that you have in this moment that is exciting for you? What is it that is making you smile right now? And what is it that you want to do right now? Let's follow that. Let's follow this trail for 3 hours and have the best afternoon of our life so far. Let's go and do this and play on this piano and make some old ladies smile. Let's go do these things. Let's go to the community garden and help out for a bit. Let's go do these things that are fun, that are connected, that say to each other, I'm here for you. I see you. I see the best in you. I love you. I support you. I'm here for you no matter what. I'm 100% on your team. And so when we create this, we want our children, and you want your child to live in this environment, this freedom of expression, where you can just go to a neighbor's house and the child can, if they're hungry, they can help themselves to some food because they're hungry and they want to eat and they're creating it for themselves right there, right now. And when we connect to this thriving nature of us, this real belonging, where we want to belong to the people and the surroundings around us, where we thrive instead of survive. And in thriving, you expand to those in your circle. And when you're surviving, you contract, everything's contracted. Yeah, I'll give you this. Or no, I don't have enough. But when you're surviving, it's a valid expression and it's a valid experience. But isn't thriving so much more from our heart? Isn't thriving really what it is that we're after? And so when you conditionally treat your kids or yourself, then you're creating blocks and you're creating these blocks to you connecting to your child, because your child wants to be free to express. They want to be trusted. Your child wants to be trusted and they want to belong. And so when you unconditionally love and accept your child and you no longer bark down their throat for doing all these things wrong and criticizing what they do, then you remove the threats in their life. You remove these threats in their life that they navigate through. And then they're just able to lean on you more. And then you used to get these really deep and meaningful hugs. You get these deep and meaningful looks in their eyes. You get these really connected looks. You get connected hugs. They hug you for like minutes. not just a quick hug. They hug you for minutes. They don't want to let go. You're their safe space. You're their permission to be them. They're like looking for your permission to be themselves. And so when we create this for our child, then we allow them to see that there's so much more beauty in life, that there's not this lack, fear, and limitation that we've agreed to in the past. Now we're transitioning over to thriving. Now we're transitioning over to being who we've come here to be and to express, because there is a uniqueness in them and there's a uniqueness in you, and it's needed for all those people that are in your life. And it could be 5 people, it could be 100 people, it could be 50 people. It doesn't matter. The uniqueness is for those around you, and you're like, there's no reinvention of the wheel here. You're all sharing from the same pool, and you're like, oh, he's great at doing that. I need that. He's great at doing this. I'm great at doing this. I'm going to give this. I'm going to give that. And so we just give freely. And so a child wants to thrive because a child wants to self-express, because it's how a child thrives and opens their heart up. And a child will gift you so much more than you can imagine by allowing them to fully express themselves, to hold space for them, to going, you matter to me. You're important to me. Thank you for being you. And then we remove all these rushed things around us. We take away things, because in order to allow space and time to respond, we need to remove things that are not serving that. Otherwise, you're always rushing around everywhere. You're always rushing around everywhere. Doctors, pools, appointments, school, tick-tock, tick-clock. And it has a purpose, but it creates a heightened sense of the nervous system. And there's so much, only so much you can cope with, really, which is fun. Like, do you want to have fun, or do you want to coexist in the world we've created for ourselves? But in this new world that we're creating for ourselves, we're all thriving. We're not surviving anymore, and we're not running on empty. We're filling each other's cups. We're filling our own cups. Because yes, you need to fill your own cup, and then when you're full and your brother's full, then you're just sharing in this big love pool of filled up cups. And so it just becomes so much more meaningful than that. It just becomes so much more meaningful than doing the grind. And there's beauty in the grind. And when you step away from the grind, then you realize that how much more beautiful things become, and how much freer you are, because you are walking a path that you came here for. And so it becomes this trust, this tango of, I'm doing this for me. I'm doing this because my soul is leading me, and I'm bringing my family with me. And they're coming with me, and because they want to. They actually want to come with, and they want to come with you. They want to see where you're going, because where you're going is exciting. It's not planned out. We plan too much. It's served us, and it has a purpose. But when everything is planned, you remove the excitement, you remove the surprise. So yes, plan, but leave room for surprises. Leave room for surprises. Walk this middle road of that's great, this is great too, and don't make things wrong anymore. And when you do this to your child, when you realize that they're not doing anything wrong, then you change the way you speak to them, and you start validating their expression by not shutting it down. Allow them to express fully. And if you get triggered, remember, the trigger is not wrong. It's a gift. There's a treasure within the trigger. So every time you get triggered, there's a treasure. And this treasure is seeking to emerge because it wants to free you in walking a heart expanded feeling, to walk a feeling of expansiveness, of love, of peace, of joy, of harmony, of bliss, of all these things that we are wanting so deeply and desiring so deeply within us. That's our birthright, is our soul's purpose, to be us, to thrive, to no longer align ourselves with disease and sickness and injury or anything like that. We're positive, light beings where everything is here to support us. And so when we unconditionally love ourselves first, then we unconditionally love and accept our kids for who they are, because they are just They're just remembering, just like you, but they are self-expressing already. And you've allowed yourself to not be self-expressed. Now you're self-expressing yourself again. And so you gift your child with this gift because that's what they want. They want you. They want your approval. They want to go, oh, I'm awesome. My dad thinks I'm awesome. That's all that matters. Life's good. We live at the beach or the sun's shining. It doesn't matter. It's all good. And so we create this community, this deep, meaningful relationships. We create deep, meaningful connection. We thrive. We thrive in community. We thrive in this intertwinedness of this oneness that we are, but we're also separate. We thrive when we connect at a heart expansive level where we give freely and there's no more middleman of anything, whether that's money or time or effort. I'll do this for you if you do this for me. Oh, I can do that if you do this, or yeah, these conditions. Let's remove the conditions, because when you remove the conditions, life becomes magical. And life stares you right in the face, and life has everything that you've ever dreamt of. And so as you move through this, you see that there is so much beauty to be seen. You see more, you open your eyes, you open your vision, you open your possibilities. There's so many infinite possibilities, we can't even think of them all. And life gets super, super surprising from here on out. So yeah, be you. I don't know if you're still there, but yeah. I don't know if you can come up or not, but I'll invite you up quickly if you have time. Going to mail with my daughter. Oh no. What do you want to do? Let's go. Oh nice. Yeah, awesome. Awesome. I just saw your message. Beautiful. Yeah. Awesome. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you for that. That was 20 minutes. And yeah, if you're watching this, you're loved, you're awesome, and you're doing your best. And life is a bunch of surprises. And I'm just having the best day of my life so far. I really am.